Good day, everyone. Happy Monday. Yeah. August 9th, 8-9. And I am back on the live stream trail. Playing the fun intro music, my favorite fun intro music. So here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to try to do here. We are on the cusp of back to school. Almost time. Doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter where you're going. You going to elementary school, middle school, high school, college. School is back to school. It's fun. It's exciting. It's also a little bit scary for some people. Hey, I don't know what's going on. Maybe you're going to a new school. Maybe you're transitioning. Maybe you're going from elementary to middle school, or middle school to high school, or high school to college. Big adventure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put out over the next few weeks a series of these, and we're going to talk about preparation techniques. I would invite you to make comments, ask questions, throw them in the chat. Hi, it's Siri. And I'm going to try to cover about 6 different things. These are things I commonly see deficits in students of mine. Okay? So first of all, what is the secret to success going back to school? Is be prepared. Have your systems in place. I talk about structures. I talk about the C's of success. We're going to get into all of them again. They're in the podcast. You can go back and look at them. You can listen to them. You do whatever you want. 3 C's: consistency, community, and you could also say continuity, but that's not really one of them. Commitment. Maybe there's 4 C's. Continuity, consistency, commitment, community. That's what brings it all together. You got structures. You got an academic structure. You got a temporal, a time structure. You have an accountability structure. You have a support structure. You have all kinds of structures. And these are things you want to have in place before, before you get into the rigor and role and demands of school. Now, maybe you are a parent with one of these kids who got a summer assignment in May or June, and it is halfway through August, not quite halfway, but almost halfway, and they still have not gotten to it. What to do? And I do get calls about that. In fact, right after I get done this, I got to connect with a parent who has a procrastinating child. They have not done their summer packet. They got AP work, haven't done it yet. Hey, this is part of being prepared. So the theme for the next couple weeks in the Make the Grade live stream here is how to get prepared for back to school. Again, is sort of agnostic relative to the grade level you're in, although typically the higher your grade level, the more prepared you need to be, the more systems you have to have in place. So some of this is just thinking ahead. Some of it is maybe organizing. Some of it is creating systems you may not even have at all. Because you know what happens sometimes is people can get by up to a point, sometimes pretty far, just on their sheer talent. Yeah, bright, good student, dedicated, and they kind of coast through. Maybe they don't have a great way of taking notes. Maybe they don't have a great study plan, but it works, and the grades justify it, so everybody's happy. But often they hit a point at some point where it's just not enough. I see it a lot, elementary into middle school. I see even more so that transition middle school into 9th grade or 10th grade, depending on where you live. Often you also see it coming into junior year when you get a big demand. You start hitting some AP classes, lots of honor classes. So you have to have a system. This is where the structures come into place. What are you going to do if you need help? You wait till last minute. Don't take the toothache mindset and search out a dentist when your tooth already hurts. Be proactive. Plan ahead. It's important. Sounds easy to do, but people just don't do it. So if you needed help, where would you get it? You may want to know that or sort of figure that out before the urgency is there. You don't want to make decisions in a kind of panic mode if you can avoid it. Hey, by the way, if you have any questions, throw them in the comments. What I'm really looking for is suggestions. Not so much for today. Today is kind of getting back in the groove. I took a little bit off from live streaming. Why? Not because I didn't enjoy it. I do enjoy it. Been putting a lot of time into the podcasting side. I have had some fantastic guests this summer. If you have not, I'd really invite you, go to makethegrade.net, which is in the little thing across the bottom eventually, and check out the new and improved facelift on the Make the Grade website, makethegrade.net. Can I throw that on here? Without getting in everybody's face. There we go. Check it out. And it's new. It's improved. Put a lot of time into it over the summer. The Make the Grade community has been renamed. Erstwhile called the Success Community, now Education 24/7. Just thought it was a better name of what was going on, because that's what it's there for, to support parents, students 24/7. Doesn't matter what subject, doesn't matter what your need is, join it, take advantage of it. And it's working for the people that do. So these are all things that are going on, but if you go to makethegrade.net, up in the top, you'll see podcasts. Check out some really good guests, really good information for parents, for students, for everybody. So let's kind of bring this back around. This is first one of back to school, all about getting prepared, all about having your structures in place, getting your commitment going, getting your consistency going, taking advantage of your community. Don't wait till the last minute. That's the best advice I can give you. Some of you are starting school in a week, some of you in a month, maybe a little less, but that's where we were at. Let's see if there are any comments. Do have a question. Yes, I am one of those parents with a child who has not done their summer work. Every time I bring it up, we get into an argument. Never heard that before. Fingers crossed. Yeah. Well, listen, sometimes you got to pull rank. Parents, the parent. And the expectation is not that the child's going to pull it out and do a packet the first day after school ends in June. But I break it up, see how many pages it is. Hey, let's take a look at this packet. Hey, look, it's 8 pages. Great. Let's do a page a day for the next week and a half. Break it down. Chunk it. Chunk. That's what they typically say. Not a very scientific or academic sounding word, but it is what it is. Break a big job into small chunks. If you need help with it, reach out. I'll try to give them some direction, but that's my advice. Second comment is, what you're discussing also apply to things like the SAT? Yes. I'm really talking about academics today, because that's the big picture starting now with back to school. But if you're in that band, sophomore, juniors in high school, and you're looking at these tests, or maybe even a senior, maybe wrapping around, taking them for one last time, or getting your applications together. It's exciting. College apps are exciting time for you, but it's not exciting if you don't have the grades and you don't have the scores to go with it. So yes, all these things, structurally planning, just as appropriate in the test prep, SAT, ACT world. So, hey, I would invite people again. What would help you? Put it in the comments. I will address that over the next 2 or 3 weeks. Look for promo on the Back to School Summit. Last year, 186 unique people came to it. We'll be online again this year. Not so much because of COVID, although I think we got to be a little bit careful still, just because accessibility. We have people in 14 states, 3 countries. I forgot about the U.S. 2 other countries, though being Canada and England, attended. Isn't that cool? If you know somebody might want to be a presenter or a speaker at the Back to School Summit, let me know. Again, you can put it in the comments or email me. That's about it. I'm going to wrap it up here. Great to kind of sort of quasi see people again. And that's kind of what back to school does too. Whenever I ask my students, you want to go back to school? Well, I want to see my friends. Yeah. Well, there is a social component. And let's be honest, they missed that in the last year and a half. And I don't blame them. And hopefully everything's going to stay nice and healthy and safe. And we can just move on with everything like that. So unless there are any other questions, and I am not seeing any, but that's all good. Hey, appreciate everybody who hung out with me for about 10 minutes this morning. Probably be back at you tomorrow and or Wednesday, and so on and so on. talking back to school in the Make the Grade live stream. Let's get the music. I got a little separate arrangement in my office here now. So my soundboard's over here. It used to be over here. Whatever. So check out the site. Check out some of the new offerings. Please check out Education 24/7. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see everybody soon.